You guys have been with the channel for a long time, will definitely recognize this place. This just might be the most video job on the channel to date, guys. Everything you see here that is fields was woods at one time. Videos on the channel clearing that out. And this spring we are back, put a little field tile in and actually filled in 2 ponds on the property, and somebody might have got a dozer stuck. The one remaining pond, we looked at the option of possibly fixing it, but unfortunately, guys, as you will see here shortly, it needs a little more work than what it's worth. So we're gonna get this pond drained today in preparation of being filled in. So let's hit the ground and get started. Well guys, here's what it kind of looks like from ground level. At first glance, this pond don't look all that bad, but as you get to looking a little bit closer, it's silted in real bad all the way around the edges. I don't think it's horribly deep, but whenever we were up here last year working, we actually dug some test holes in the dam to see if we could repair this thing because it's leaking really bad. And what we found was this dam's just not made out of the best material. And
I found you a friend.
What'd you find?
Salamander.
Be nice to him.
I didn't hurt him.
He looks cold. I feel his pain. I'm cold too. As you guys can see right here, there is water just gushing out of this dam. This is about one of 3 spots where it is leaking bad. It's got a bunch of topsoil in it. It's got a bunch of rock mixed in with the dam. Long story short, to fix this thing right, we'd probably have to take the whole dam out and put it back. And if we're gonna do that, he'd just soon build one in a different spot. So Farmer Chris is going to basically claim this for some more farming ground, and then eventually one day we may be down here building something else. So the goal for today is we need to get this drained so it can get dried up, so we can get dozers in here and get this eventually filled back in, and hopefully not have the same incident we had over there in that pond we filled in, because you guys remember, right, somebody got stuck about 2 or 3 times with the D4. Not one of my best days. So let's wow, them sticker bushes are sticky. Let's get started. Pretty confident that dirt down over the hill from our test holes in the past is going to be pretty nasty. So I'm going to take some of this dirt here, kind of build me a little bit of a platform to where I can reach out there and kind of have the machine sitting somewhat level when I go to drain this thing. It makes it so much easier on the machine and the operator. Nothing about this is going to be pretty. It's just going to be functionable. That's the word. Definitely won't want to get too low right there and get water in our hole already. We just got a whole bunch of rain, so everything is very saturated. Good time to be playing in the mud. It's going to be muddy either way.
Just about got the bench out there.
I kind of got that dug down there far enough so eventually I can walk the track go back and forth this way on that lower level, and our trench will actually be over there. A little bit crucial to kind of take your time to get yourself set up right before you start digging, or before you bust the water out. That way you kind of don't get yourself backed into a corner. But now this pile of dirt I got here, you can walk out on it and pretty much stay on one level and start digging me a trench down there, and we'll dig from the bottom up. pipe in here somewhere. Holy cow, that is soft. There's nothing to that. That dam is in bad shape, boys and girls. Bad shape, I tell you. It is saturated. Just soupy, muddy water.
So as you guys can see, there's definitely a major leak pouring out of the bank right there. And that's not groundwater, folks. That's pond water. Get down here and get a view from the very bottom edge. We got a while before the water comes crashing out of there. You can see that water pouring out of there pretty good now. There's some clay in there. But you can see that rock down in there. Quite a bit of rock. Oh, chunky sandstone. Huh?
Is there a pipe there, or is it just leaking that bad?
There's no pipe. That's the leak. There's no pipe there. But what we have seen come out of the hole, there were 3 holes. Daggone bullfrogs and crawfish both.
Say crawdads and tree roots.
I couldn't believe the bullfrogs.
Really?
That one surprised me. But they were pretty good sized bullfrogs too. That leak is definitely in right there.
Yeah. On the leak about like that.
Who's that? Mine never held water, so it didn't look like that. But I appreciate that insult. I tell you, you can't ever catch a break around these guys. Never is there a break. But you can see the clay layer, and then it went from clay. So this does look similar to a pond that I know, where clay stops and then you have crap dirt.
Yeah, it's crap.
Looks like they ran out of good dirt. They just went for it anyway. A lot of water.
So there is a drain pipe in there somewhere, so.
I don't know if you can see that. Right there where that water's leaking?
Yeah.
That's where the
exact topsoil layer.
So I was just telling him, you can see the top of the clay.
Yeah.
It's just whoop, and then the water's right over top of it.
That's just fell.
Yep.
It's doing that all the way across this dam. Chris showed up to check it out over there. I think Matt tried to show you with his camera. But you can see the exact topsoil line where the clay meets the topsoil. That's exactly where it's leaking at right there. It's just found a groove down through there and washed itself out over the years. And it's doing that. Right here's the worst spot, but it's doing that all the way across the dam. It's just not right there, which basically is the reason why I suggested to fix this thing right. The whole dam will need to come out. Let me take this pass out right here, and I think you'll be able to see, you guys kind of see where that dirt starts to change the colors at down there. That's where they basically just piled up all this decent clay up here on top, right on top of that old topsoil and subsoil. And that's what, over time, with the help of some rodents and some trees and some other things, it's been able to create that leak path over there. And unfortunately, it's worked its way all the way across. This thing probably held water pretty decent for a while, but eventually it found its way through there. So.
There's a real good example right there. You can see the clay come up and then the topsoil right there on top of it. It's a little bit harder to tell when it's vertical bank, but that was a good shot of where that problem started and why. And the rock. It definitely doesn't help with this rock in it.
All rock, all the tree roots over the years. We went around there a couple of years ago and pulled all the trees off of it.
There was a vole. They don't help the case either.
No.
Little hole diggers. And if you notice, those tree roots stop right at that clay layer.
That clay, I wouldn't call it clay.
Well, it's better dirt than what's on top. Yeah, it's muck now because it's been wet for so many years. Looks like freeze and thaw probably cracked it a little bit too. I think we found your leak, bud.
It ain't my leak. It is interesting though.
Yeah. Yeah, because heck, it's got 6 feet about it's going to drop the water just to get to that point.
Like a piece of field tile take care of that?
Yeah, let's throw a 4-inch in there. I think 4-inch carry all that, no problem. What do you think?
Yeah.
So we get to stand out here in the cold while we deal with this guy sitting in the heat talking on the phone, just having a good old happy-go-lucky time.
Heater up there?
Oh yeah, that's what he's doing. He's cranking the heater up a little bit higher because it's getting chilly. Yep, that's how it works. I bet you this doesn't make it on the video. What do you think, Chris?
No, that edits out.
Maybe I ought to take this SD card out and take it home with me tonight, huh? Throw a little hashtag shorts working with DP. This is what happens. We got our gloves on, hands in our pockets, hoods up, and he's sitting in there just having a good old time. That's a lot of water. Well, we'll continue to wait on the guy sitting in the heated cab.
We are closing in on the water line. This is one of those, how close do you want to get before you start letting the water out? Ditch looks pretty good down through there. We definitely got multiple leakers, but it'll be all right. We'll get her drained. Yeah, boy, she's
Yeah, you about went in.
about went in. That dam is in bad shape. There's almost like a layer of rock on top of the layer of topsoil.
You feel how cold it is out here?
The heat works in this one.
Yeah, we noticed before you was on the phone.
All right, I think it's time. I think it's time to let the water fly. All right, one of these scoops. This is gonna get interesting because our dirt plug there is just not very solid. It's pretty saturated. Oh, dam is definitely in bad shape. It's gonna come out there like a bathtub stopper here in a minute. we did check. There is nothing downstream we got to be concerned about. She's a flowing pretty good. Think we can fix it? Start throwing the dirt back in? Draining out over there. I'm going to lower my bench just a little bit because eventually I'm going to have to reach out into that pond to probably dip a little bit of mud out to get the last little bit drained. The lower I'm sitting, the better off I'm going to be. So kill a little bit of time here, get this bench lowered down, and we'll go back over and let a little bit more water out. I don't want to let all the water out at once. No need to put that much water down through that ditch and erode anything anymore than we have to, so kind of let it out semi-controlled here, not cause any collateral damage. She's drained down a little bit. Let's take a little more out of there. She's still flowing. She's dropping pretty good now though. I feel like we're on two separate islands. It's cold over here.
It's colder over here.
It's too bad we got a raging river between us.
Here, I'll catch you.
Yeah, I know. It's draining down pretty good. I'm gonna go up here and just kind of stick out and see how deep this water is yet. Ooh, she's still pretty deep. She's pretty deep yet. Some exotic plant floating down through there, not sure what that is. What is that? That says that's a lily pad. I'm not sure if I believe that or not, but
Time for another round of releasing more water. A bunch of lily pad roots. We weren't sure what it was. Mike pulled out a great big root system, the lily pads, and then we saw the lily pads. So we were a little confused at first, but then we figured it out. That's a pretty deep pond. Well, you can definitely see she's draining out pretty good. I'm waiting on that water to drain down out of that last pass. I'm gonna walk around and visit with those guys, and we'll see what it looks like from the other side. Figured I'd walk around and get a view from your side. About the same from your side.
Well, you don't have near the view over here. You got some landscaping you need to do.
Well, you put a bucket in the way too.
Oh, is that how that works?
Yes.
Yeah, it's cold out here.
I didn't dress warm enough for
So
this
the last time I drained the pond, I made the comment that the lower the water gets, the faster it drains. Yes, think about this. Think about
Oh,
this.
here we go.
So, but just envision this with me, all right?
I'm envisioning.
You got a funnel. And you got, let's just say we got a restrictor on the funnel coming out.
You got to spit it out a little clear there, buddy.
Yeah, so you got a funnel, and water can only come out the funnel so fast. But as it comes down, there's less quality of water, so even though there's the same amount flowing out, the level drops faster.
Just because it's less quantity, not
Exactly!
because it flows faster.
I didn't say it flows faster.
You did too. You
I
said the lower it gets, the faster it flows.
No,
That is incorrect.
I said the faster it drops.
So let's state the obvious, Mr. Obvious.
So you guys will have fun with that one in the comments. We are cold, man. It is cold. I am not prepared for this.
So,
all right, we're going to try to venture down in here a little bit. We get this last little bit drained without sliding down the mud and not being able to get back up. some of this stuff here off so I can see what I'm doing. He is getting close to being drained. Hate to admit it, but this is the one place the old Volvo does come in handy with the blade on it. Kind of helps hold you up in a situation like this, but we'll make do. Going in. Got to, I can reach out to the deepest part, and I've kind of got me a trench dug back to our ditch here. It's kind of getting dark and it's kind of getting late, and I'm pretty confident it's going to drain down enough to where we can at least crowd the water around with a dozer when we come back. So I'm just kind of cleaning my way up out of here, making sure our ditch is going to stay open and it's not going to fall in on itself. I think we're going to call this one a wrap. Well, like I said before, it's getting dark and getting a little bit late, but she's getting close to being drained out. She is really close. I think this is where we're going to leave it. It's still draining quite a bit. I'm guessing that water is probably about 2 feet deep, and this is probably going to drain 12 to 18 inches of it. Whatever we got left, as we start filling this in from the sides, we can kind of take the dozer and crowd that last little bit of water out of this, but this will definitely give us a head start on getting it dried out. Not 100% for sure when we'll be back to fill it in. That's kind of dependent on Farmer Chris and what projects he wants to push for this spring, but I know he wanted to get it drained. Mission accomplished there. Matt's up there trying to get the truck turned around without getting it hung up. We had to bring the C8500 in here because getting the Mack turned around back here. Actually, if you go back and watch one of the very first videos of clearing all this, you'll see my attempt of turning the Mack around that didn't go all that well. So anyways, I'm gonna head up. We're going to get the track hoe reloaded, and we'll do a final drone flyover and call this one good for now. Hopefully we'll be back here with the dozer in a month or two and filling in this hole so Farmer Chris can plant right across it. It is cold, it is wet, there's rain on the way, it's getting dark. Let's get out of here. Well guys, as you can see, we are loaded up and ready to head out. Unfortunately, I could not stick around long enough to get the final shot of it completely drained out, but it did actually drain out quite well. So should make it a whole lot easier for us in the spring or a couple months later when we come back to fill this one in, and that was the ultimate goal of today. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't care to give it a big old thumbs up. Definitely helps the channel. Don't want to miss out on filling this thing in. I'd consider subscribing so we can catch you guys on the next one.